Hello, you guys. Happy Friday. I thought I would come on live and share with you guys because a lot of people have been coming to me asking about my coaching journey and as part of my all my steps in my different businesses. And so I thought I would come on and share with you guys a little bit about my journey and those steps and what happened, through all of that. So, and I only have a few minutes, so I just want to come on and say hi. If you do pop on, definitely say hi. Happy Friday. um, so, basically, I started this coaching as a side hustle, and I was working with my business. And I was actually doing coaching with my business too. I just didn't call it coaching. But it's actually a great little thing to talk about because a lot of people have businesses and then they're looking for ways to add income. And so I do talk about that quite a bit with people who already have a blog or an online business and then they're wanting to add something, another stream of income. So when I had my balloon business, and say hi as you guys pop on. When I had my balloon business, I was actually coaching people. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was. I was teaching people how to do balloons. And I started that because there weren't a lot of people doing balloon decorating back then, and I saw it as a great way to add income. A lot of people were asking, and I was definitely an expert. I mean, I knew a ton of tips and tricks and ways to do things. And so I said, okay, this is a great little side income. And so I put together a little manual, like a little booklet, and priced the course. I think it was like around $500 to have people come for a day. And it was for a couple hours, and people would come to our place and we would teach them from the very start how to tie a balloon on their finger, to how to use a helium tank, to, how to put together an arch. And what was funny was at the end of that class, a lot of people would ask me, why are you teaching people this? Aren't you scared that they're going to take your business? And I always kind of smiled and was like, no. And it kind of came from a confident place. I mean, it came from a place of, I had an established business, but I really felt like an expert, and I felt like this was something that I could pass on as knowledge and have fun doing it, make some extra income, inspire some people to start their own businesses. And I really had a lot of fun doing that. And what was fun was as more and more people found out about that class, we started getting people flying in to take that class. So it was really neat, really unique to have people traveling far, from far to come and learn from us. And it was really amazing. We had families show up. So there would be like a whole group of people sometimes where it would be a family or it could be a couple of friends that would come and learn. And we would just go through the class with them and have the best time. So back then I was even coaching. I just didn't realize it. But I really love teaching, and that's something that I feel like anybody, if you have knowledge, if you have expertise, and you like doing that, then it's definitely something that you can do as a side business. And I see Delia's on. Delia is a florist. Hey, Delia. And I worked with her here in Claremont. I worked with her, her kids, and coached Delia as she was getting into starting her own. She was already a florist, very, very highly knowledgeable in flowers through her whole life. But she just needed the little extra nudge to go public and do her own thing, her own business. And Delia definitely has the quality of an expert and probably could teach. I know she's already starting to do that a little bit here and there. But that's another perfect example. So when you have expertise, you can definitely take it and expand and do another stream of income, get another bit of income coming in. So if you are working and or have a business, coaching of any kind is definitely a great side hustle. It's something that you can do on the hours that you want to do it. Not that you get to kind of like pick your own hours, because sometimes your clients will, want to talk to you certain hours. But you can definitely set your own hours, for when you will work with people and when you won't. And that's really good to do as a boundary. So that's a really great benefit to having this as a side hustle. You also can set your own amount of clients that you want to work with. So if you're already working at a job, you can definitely only take like one, client a week, or two, if that's comfortable for you. You can do it as a group. So you can have a class online where you all meet and, you just teach the group of people. Generally, though, like kind of backing it up a bit, when I first got started, when I felt like I was kind of burnt out with working all day long and, either a job and my business, I decided that I really wanted to transition into helping people and doing coaching. I was already counseling many of my friends, my family. I was already helping them with a lot of their goals, their life stuff. And I realized, I could be doing this as another business, setting my own hours and really charging what I wanted to charge. And so that would be another indication, I would say, for you. If you're already helping people, this is definitely something that you can do. But you just have to make the decision that you want to take this from helping people all the time to making it into a business. And sometimes when you do that transition, it can be a little bit hard, say with your friends or family, because a lot of times they get used to coming to you. So you can still do that. I'm not saying to stop doing it. You can still do that, but you do want to start setting a boundary at some point and saying, okay, now I've got to let people know this is what I do for a living and I want to make money at it. So that can also be a very difficult transition for people. And I know for me, it was definitely one of the hardest things to say, okay, I'm going to start charging for this. And what's really funny is, I think it was that with my prior business, I was already charging people, but I had kind of attached what I was doing as like, this is a course, that I'm teaching. It's very specialized in balloons. So for some reason in my mind, it was like okay to charge for that. But when it came to coaching, and I hear this from a lot of people, especially coaches, but people who are trying to enter into doing coaching, um, it's difficult to say, okay, I'm going to charge for an hour for someone to talk to me and for me to guide them. And truly though, you have to find for yourself what you're providing as a value. So if you're bringing value to somebody in some way, then you've got to kind of tune in and ask yourself, what do I charge for that? And you'll be very surprised if you do tune in, for yourself. Um, Generally, when I work with people at the very beginning, and I see more people hopping on, so say hi. Hey, Elizabeth. So as you start, when you first start out, a lot of times you just get kind of like, um, kind of uneasy about what to charge. And for me, that was definitely a first step. And it was something that I didn't know my own value until I started working with people. And when I started saying, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to call this a coaching session. So that would be my very kind of first um, tip for you. And I'm probably going to like just leave you with that today as a very simple thing to get started if you wanted to see if coaching was for you, would be to just basically say to people that you know, I want to do coaching. And you can just say to your friends, your family, or just announce it, like say on Facebook or Instagram. You can just basically go and say, hey, everybody, I'm transitioning into coaching. I have some spots open this week if anybody would like to work with me. And you can definitely just do that. Do a couple free sessions. So maybe just do 2 or 3, put it out there and say, I'm gifting these to people. This is a great season to be doing that, definitely during the holidays. Hey, Connie, I see you. Um, and gift it to people and just say, hey, I'm doing this. I want to see, if anybody needs that right now. Put it out there just so you can get your feet wet. I call it kind of like getting your feet wet. Go do it. Kind of say to yourself, now I know instead of me just offering help to everyone and giving, 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 I'm actually doing this as an actual thing. Like I am turning this into, I'm going to try, and I call it dating or flirting with the idea of coaching. So you don't have to commit to it, but at least you give yourself that, hey, I'm going to try this. And once you do, generally people will love the sessions. A lot of times, what I tell people is once you do a session, try to sit back after the session and ask yourself, how much should that have been? Like, if I was going to charge someone, what was that worth to them? And usually, if you are doing your coaching, you're a lot of times what's kind of hard to see is what you are actually doing as a gift or your ability when you are working with people. And that's the part where I love working with people or doing coaching with people or having groups of people working together and me observing them, because a lot of times I can come to you and say, do you realize like this is the gift that you're providing the person? This is your value. This is your purpose. Like this is what you're doing for them. And that can make it so much easier on you when you know what that is. Because a lot of times I think you go into coaching or life coaching or spiritual coaching or fitness coaching or whatever it is, and you think you're doing this thing. It could be like you could be thinking you're doing health coaching, and actually you're doing something completely different. You might be actually doing mindset work, with people and really helping them with their beliefs and their mind. So it's really good to know that, what your gift is, what your value is that you're bringing. And it's really hard sometimes to see that in yourself. So you can ask for feedback from the other person. Like you can ask them, hey, what did you get from that? Or what can you kind of give me a little bit of like what you were feeling, from that? What was the big takeaway for you? What was something that you really gained from that session? Sometimes that works. But the biggest tip I would say for you is to sit back and ask yourself, how much was that worth? Because if you really did your magic, if you worked your magic with that person, you'll know. You'll hear a number, something will come to you, you'll just know and you'll feel it. I'm getting all tingly, so I know there's some of you out there that feel this. So you'll know what that number is. And definitely hit, like, listen to that. Do you know what I mean by listen? Like, take it in, really hear, this is my worth. This is how much, I should be charging. Now, if you're nervous about charging that number, totally fine. I totally get it because I was there, and what I did was I eased myself in. So I started charging like 25, for a session. It was way too low. And you'll know that. Like, as soon as you do it and you do say, okay, I'm going to charge, and someone asks you and you charge them and you do the session, you're going to be like, that was not enough, right? So you'll know, and then you'll be able to kind of reconsider and ask yourself, keep checking in, keep asking yourself after you do a couple of sessions, keep checking in, and you'll hear that answer. You'll hear, oh man, this session was actually worth 75 or 100 or 500. Like, sometimes you'll hear, that you did this amazing session, and it would be really good to journal, that stuff. Like, if you kept your own little business journal for yourself, write down what you did in that session, all the steps, the things that you provided, what you did for them, because guess what? That turns into your offer. So if you say you do a 2 hour session and it's way bigger, than you did maybe a shorter session for someone, but you did a 2 hour session, it was really special. Maybe you provided, some kind of healing for them. Maybe you took them through a meditation. Maybe you worked with them on some, major thing like a huge transformation. You can ask yourself, what did I do in that session? What did I provide? What was the transformation that they got from it? And how much was that worth to them? Right? Because if it transformed their life in some amazing way, that could be worth a lot more, to someone than, say, someone who just has like a life question, and they're just asking one question from you. Of course, you're going to charge less for that. So, this is where you can take notes, like have a journal, really like meditate after, listen to yourself, ask yourself some questions, and that will help to guide you right into your business and really help you, so that then the next step for you is to lead yourself, into creating those offers and letting people know this is the transformation that I provide. So I hope that that kind of like helps you guys out, the ones that are really wanting to get into coaching. I see some questions popping up, so I'm going to take a look and see. If anybody does have any questions, let me know. If you're on, hey, you guys, it's so good to see you. Oh, it's Friday, right? And the holidays are coming. All right, so Connie says, that's how I started. You told me to offer 5 free sessions. I'm so grateful you gave me that advice, and it built my confidence. Yes, for sure. And Connie put her hand up to $20. Yes. See, so that's what I'm saying. I encourage people who, when I see them doing this kind of work, that is kind of where I claim my gift. I say, I can see this in people. When I see that happening, I tell them, I encourage them. I know I'm a cheerleader by heart, so I will just say to you, hey, why not try transitioning and offering this into, like, create an offer, and it can be for free at the beginning. It totally can. Give yourself permission and say, I have to take steps. And so my first step is going to be to try doing this with a few people. And that at least opens the door for you. It gets that door open so you can see yourself in this way, right? And it's really you accepting it first. I mean, it could be that other people are seeing it in you and you're not seeing it. So they're seeing it in you first, and they're coming to you because you're just giving away information for free. So if you can see that in yourself, you can open that door, you can start providing it as a service. You can charge for it, and then you can build it from there. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you have questions, you guys let me know. If you have questions about like how to build it, how to scale it, how to create offers, like just let me know if you have questions about that. I do offer private coaching, and I do also have a little group of people that we do all work together, so we have that as a business group. So if you guys have questions for me right now, I'm really only doing business coaching, and I'm taking on a few new clients for December and into the new year. So if you have any questions, or you think that you kind of want to get into coaching, want to start something for yourself, then let me know. Okay, you guys? So happy Friday to you. And I hope that you guys, I will probably see you before Christmas for sure. I'll probably come on live at least once next week. So if you guys have any questions about anything, um, send them to me, and I'll definitely do a live about that topic, okay? So I love you guys. I'm sending you lots of love. Oh, I see all the love. Hey, you guys. So I'm sending you lots of love. Have a happy Friday and a really beautiful weekend. Okay? Bye.